In this video, we're going to be doing the definition of the derivative, or the limit process, and we're going to do some basic examples. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember, the definition of the derivative is the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So what we're going to need for that, we already have f of x, so we need f of x plus h. Now remember from algebra, what that means is every time I see an x, I'm going to replace it with x plus h. So x squared then becomes 4x plus h squared. So plugging in, we get the limit as h approaches 0 of 4x plus h squared minus 4x squared all over h. Notice 4x squared was f of x. 4 times the quantity x plus h squared was f of x plus h. Now, this part right here is an excellent AP question. It means take the derivative of 4x squared, which of course would be 8x. So understand that one way AP could ask this question is to simply give you this step as a question, and you would need to go, oh, I need to take the limit or the derivative of 4x squared and get 8x. But as the process goes, we need to keep going. So the next thing we need to do is FOIL that x plus h squared. So if I come down here, I get 4x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Distribute my 4, so I get 4x squared plus 8xh plus 4h squared. This I'm now going to bring up. I've got the limit as h approaches 0 of 4x squared plus 8xh plus 4h squared minus 4x squared all over h. Well, if I combine like terms on the top, my 4x squares cancel. I now have the limit as h approaches 0. Now at the bottom is an h, but if we look at the top, we could factor out an h. If we factor out an h, we would get 8x plus 4h. Notice algebraically now, the h's cancel out. Our problem with 0 on the bottom is now gone. So with limits, we always try plugging in first. If I plug in the 0 for h, I get 8x. Let's do one more. So this problem is a binomial instead of a monomial, so that's going to create a little more challenge for us. So let's start off by finding f of x plus h. So f of x plus h is x plus h squared minus 6 times x plus h. Remember from algebra, anytime I see an x, I'm going to replace that with x plus h. So now I've got the limit as h approaches 0 of x plus h squared minus 6x plus h minus, now realize we're supposed to put f of x there, but since there's more than one term, I need to put parentheses so that I remember to distribute my negative all over h. So now if I FOIL, I get the limit as h approaches 0. Foiling x plus h squared would be x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. I now need to distribute my negative 6, so I get a negative 6x minus 6h. I now need to distribute my negative, so I get a negative x squared plus 6x all over h. Looking now at the top, combining like terms, notice that x squared and negative x squared cancel out. My negative 6x and my positive 6x cancel out. Now, I still have an h on the bottom, which is a problem for my h going to 0. But again, if I look at the top, I can factor out an h. If I factor out an h, I get a 2x plus h minus 6. h's cross out. Plug in my 0, and I get 2x minus 6. And as we all know, the derivative of x squared minus 6x is indeed 2x minus 6. Aren't we glad they came up with shortcuts?